It's going.
It's
And
going.
we're live.
We're live. Oh, it's upside down day because today is Friday, not Monday.
It is. And we have a
Right.
guest. Actually, we
It's-
have two.
right.
Maybe. If the second
Maybe.
one shows up.
All right.
Good morning, Daphne.
Good morning. Good morning, Nita. It's what day is it today?
Friday. It is Friday, March 10th, 2023. And you are watching the Raging 2, the vlogs.
Just get it. Just get it. I'm still waking up, so don't hit it too hard. Just give it a little smack. Just give it a little smack, and we'll be back.
All right.
All right.
Have a question or comment for us to address on the show? Have a topic you want us to talk about? Email us at indiecomicsnetwork@gmail.com. Want your comics to arrive in pristine condition? Head over to GeminiComicSupply.com and save 10% on your next Gemini mailer order or anything in the Gemini Comic Supply store. Use coupon code RAGIN10. That's RAGIN 10.
It's Monty Moore. I'm a 30-year comics veteran in comics, games, and movies, and you've been watching one of my absolute favorite podcasts, Catch the Craze.
You are watching Catch the Craze.
What am I listening to?
And you're listening to Catch the Craze.
Where are all the indies at?
A Catch the Craze podcast.
What are you watching?
I'm watching Catch the Craze.
What are you going to do?
Subscribe now to Catch the Craze, the #1 show online for independent.
Have you subscribed to?
You are an independent. Catch the craze. Making moves on your own. Catch the craze. On your grind in the streets. Catch the craze. Join the movement. Catch the craze.
Catch the craze. All right. You ready, Daph?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I like your title there.
Oh, shit. Yeah, hold up.
Oh my goodness. Hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Raging to the Vlogs show on this Friday morning-ish thing, brunch. Our Friday
Whatever
brunch
it is.
show. Yeah. So who's joining us in the chat today?
I don't know. I'm not even there. All right.
Oh,
let's see.
no.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So far, Efrain and Patrick.
Oh, hello.
Good morning,
Welcome.
good morning.
Welcome. Good morning. Yeah, so now she's looking more professional now. There we go. Oh my goodness. And yes, I see you, the three people just waking up and watching me from that groggy giant eyeball on my StreamYard screen right now. And if you are joining us from Facebook, if you are joining us from Twitter, make sure you come on over to YouTube. Join our sexy people in the chat, Patrick and Efrain. Keep them company. It's like for now. So and make sure you like, subscribe, and push all the buttons and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever any of our shows go live on YouTube. But before I get too far into that, hello everybody. My name is Daphne Lage. Hello there. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York. I have been self-publishing comics since 1992, and you know what that means.
Welcome to another edition of Thunderdome!
Oh, if it was just that easy. I am known for the furry fantasy adventure Tall Tales, which I just got the books for Peacekeepers in last night. So I will be working on packing up, preparing the books for fulfillment today. So I am known for Tall Tales, which also is going to be coming soon again on Kickstarter as well. So keep an eye out for that. But currently, speaking of Kickstarter, I am also known for my medieval fantasy soap opera drama, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, which will be returning to Kickstarter very, very soon. The second the Peacekeepers fulfillment is done, we're going to officially flood everybody's inboxes with the launch page. So yes, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, issue 6 returns to Kickstarter very soon. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. Oh, and as you can, let's see. I had my wrong cue card up. In the meantime, you can read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILSonline.com and eagleworks.com, EGOWORKS. You can check out all my videos on how I make my comics here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage Art, which also simulcasts through the Indie Comics Network. And to tell you more about it, here is the ever professional Nita.
My name is Nita Lanning. I'm a writer, vlogger, blogger, editor, comic book reader, pornographic poet, all kinds of shit. I'm a jack off of all trades.
There you go.
Yeah. That's going to be my story from now on.
Right. Yes. And remember that you can find everything dealing with the network at Indie Comics Network.
It.com.
Oh, no. My Homstar didn't work. My Homstar didn't work.
It.com. Cut.
Okay, now it worked on my end. I don't know what's going on. It worked. Look, it's Friday. We're backwards. We don't know what we're doing. It's like you would think, it's like nobody ever said we were supposed to be professional.
No, we're the semi-professionalist.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you guys know what's going on. Oh my goodness. So any housekeeping before we get started?
Okay, so make sure you guys pay attention to the active crowdfunders. We've got Dog House, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. The Legend of Sparkle Dog, Don't Say a Woo by Chad Perkins. That's available on Kickstarter. Sister Mercy, issue 8, The Last Tomorrow, is over on Kickstarter. Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, issue 6, right?
Yeah, yes, issue 6.
Issue 6. Oh my
already.
God, Daphne, that's fucking incredible. Is in pre-launch on Kickstarter. On Indiegogo, Hojo has the Mythicals. Mitch Rogers has his sign-up page for the Boger. That will be launching next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Indie Comics Network. Max DeVille has Human Hunters. That's on Kickstarter. William Russell has Psycho Sal, also on Kickstarter. Ben Dunn is in The Last Days of Tomorrow Girl, The Early Years, on Kickstarter, and Lori Calcatari has the Path of the Pale Rider on Kickstarter as well. So yeah,
it's crowded. It's crowded,
right? And there's so much more than that. Oh, and do not forget, Larry. Hello.
Oh, hello, Larry. Hello.
Savage Sin is now live on Kickstarter. If you missed the interview, go back in our history, check it out. Larry's got a new IP. I'm curious to see what this booty bitch does.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm very sure it's an entertaining comic outside of that.
Absolutely.
Outside of that, but a lot of great variant covers on that campaign. Also, I want to congratulate Luke Stone for putting his money where his mouth is, and he just launched his own crowdfunding site, launchmycomics.com. If you're looking for a different another alternative to Kickstarter or something to use in conjunction with Kickstarter, it seems from what I've seen, he combines the best of both Indiegogo and Kickstarter. I mean, I love the fact that he has images on the friggin' levels. Like,
Yes,
I've
absolutely.
been screaming at Kickstarter in all my previous surveys, put the goddamn images on the levels. And I don't know, allegedly they're supposed to be doing that soon. I don't know, but Luke has it now on launch my it's fundmycomic.com. So head on over to that link to check it out. Is Hybrids the game? Oh yeah, so
Yes.
actually, so Hybrids is the game is on
Indiegogo and Fund My
Comic.
Comic.
Right.
It's got the RPG and trade paperback for the Hybrids. It was in conjunction with Nicholas Stockert. So yeah, there's a
lot going on. People are busy. You know what? And that's good. People should be busy, because it's like when you're busy, you don't have time for nonsense. So
word.
So, oh my goodness. So yesterday I had a full day. Good morning, Joe. Yesterday I had a full day. It was one of the rare occasions where we actually went out for a change. Me and Jose, we went to the Museum of Modern Art. We went to see the Guillermo del Toro exhibit, the Pinocchio exhibit. I haven't seen Pinocchio, but Jose has. It's on Netflix. I think it's on Netflix. And so they had an exhibit there, and it was a lot more interesting than I thought it would be. One, it's always worth getting an annual pass to your local museum, because we were able to bypass this long ass line to get into it. They gave us a little fast pass because we were members, and it was great. But yeah, it was really interesting. Like, the puppets were a lot larger than I thought, a lot more detailed. I mean, it was just really amazing to see it, and it's like, and it's like, you know what, you should be going to your local museums regardless of what exhibit is there. I'm pretty sure this is a traveling exhibit, but so if it ends up in your neck of the woods, I highly recommend going to see it. But definitely you should be going to your local regular
exhibit for the Dark Crystal.
Oh yeah, actually, it's like we have the Museum of the Moving Image actually like several blocks away from us, and they have a permanent Jim Henson exhibit there.
Wow.
We went to see it when it first opened. Well, the puppets are actually more like this, so very, very small. Smurfs. But they have a permanent Jim Henson exhibit that has some Dark Crystal. I think they have not the Chamberlain. They have I forgot what the one that has the little feather sticking out.
Like God.
Yeah, you know which one
it
is, that has like the very frilly, fancy. It was almost like the fashion guy of the Skeksis. They have him there. And I think they have so they have a permanent exhibit there. So like one day we're gonna have to just go back and go see it again. So that was, I mean, and that's the thing. It's like and then it's like after we got through the Pinocchio exhibit, we were just walking around the museum, and here's the thing. I mean, it's usually I don't go to the Museum of Modern Art, but that was more because back in the day, back when I was at SVA, School of Visual Arts, they would make us go to all like these really random galleries in downtown, and it's that whole like fine art stuff. And at the time, I was really, it's like, I was like a lot of people, it's like, what the fuck is this shit, But wow. I think now that I'm older and wiser and understand things a little bit more, I was walking around the museum. We were in like the contemporary art section, which is, I guess, where you find kind of like the what the fuck is this shit stuff. And I really had to remind myself, right? I while I was walking through that the classification of artwork as degenerate is the gateway to fascism. And I had to remind myself to just respect the different just the different ideas that different artwork puts forward, because I had to remind myself, and it's like, and I really did have to remind myself of that it's like, you know what? It's like, because the work that we do as comic book artists, we're not that far removed from
Great.
that.
Daphne's going
You
to
know?
start nailing bananas to walls.
Right now. It's like, well, no. You see, that's the funny thing. It's like, I'm talking about, yeah, you know what? What am I talking about? Because, you know, in the end, I think there's a difference between having a creative vision and money laundering. You know, so know the difference. Know the difference. You know, but the thing is, though, it's like, as you know, so the museum is set up so that the contemporary stuff is on the lower floors, and as you go up levels, that's where you get to like older and older work. And then when we finally got to like, you know, kind of like the 18th century and 19th century work, that's kind of like where my artistic comfort zone started, because you just walk in and the first thing you see is a Lichtenstein. And then it's like, all of a sudden it's like, oh, here's a Magritte, here's a Duchamp. Well, right, exactly. You know, in the end, right, you have to remember, right? Here's a Duchamp, here's a Frank Lloyd Wright, here's a Frida Kahlo, you know, and then it's like the crown jewel of the museum is that they have Starry Night by Van Gogh.
Wow.
You know, and what was really funny is that, you know, so we're walking in, and then all of a sudden, like, you hear like a commotion. It's like, you know, and then you turn, and then there's the painting, there's Starry Night. And the thing is, though, just by mentioning it, I know everybody knows what this painting looks like, right?
Absolutely.
And everyone is going in, and they're going, Starry Night, Starry Night, Starry Night. And it's like it was Tom Cruise in the room. You know, and it was just really fun to see that it's like, you know, like, you know, that that you know, everybody's seeing this painting that we've all seen in books forever, but there really is something about seeing it in person. You know, and realizing that it's not as big or not as small as you thought it was, you know. Well, yeah, it's like, it's like, that's kind of like, yeah, blue squares, you know, and what you see. The funny thing is that, yeah, we saw the blue square canvas, right? But then you go see a Mondrian painting, and then you're like, wait a minute, why is it that I have more of an appreciation for a Mondrian painting than I do for the blue square canvas? You know, but then again, I was technically there for more of the Francis Bacon. You know, if you really want to see kind of like the genesis of real horror paintings, go look up Francis Bacon. That was I always enjoy his stuff, and and also the other they had a Klimt painting, which was, again, it's like one of these pieces where it's like no photograph does it justice, because there's so much gold paint and gold leaf in it that you cannot photograph it correctly, no matter what. So, you know, so I'm just like, you know, standing in front of this Klimt, and it was just like, oh snap, you know, it's like you kind of like, you really do feel like you're in the presence of greatness, you know. I mean, it was just like really, you know, very humbling, you know. It was just, you know, it's always just very humbling, you know. And then it's like I said, they had Frida Kahlo's there, and they also have, again, another painting that everybody knows. It's The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. You know, and the thing is, though, is like, I asked Jose, it's like, oh, did you see the painting? And I go, no. And I go, yeah, because the painting is like this big. And if you're not paying attention, you miss it. You know, it's, for those of you who don't know, it's the Melting Clocks painting that, you know, when you see it, you recognize it immediately, you know, and it's literally like this big, you know, and if you're not paying attention, you miss it, you know. But, you know, because like Starry Night, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how vivid those colors are, you know. Oh, but then it's like, and then it's like, right? And then, I think no, I'm okay with my position beneath Klimt and Monet, because that's what they also had there. They had a collection of Monet's water lilies, and it's these giant paintings, you know. And exactly. It's like there's these giant paintings with the water lilies in its own room, and they had seating in the middle of it, and it's just like you literally feel like you're in that garden that Monet was painting, and it's just like, it was just, it, like I said, it's like no photograph does these things justice. So it's like, if you ever need like a recharge, it also gives you an excuse to get out of the house, go to your local museum, go stand. Go stand in the presence of greatness. It's like, understand the path that you're on, the path that's been, and it's like, and like I said, it's like seeing, yeah, right. Yeah, no, I mean, really, like I said, it was like this big, they had a whole collection of Picassos there. And here's the thing too. And again, it's like, you really have to see Picassos in person, because all the people who think that, oh, Picasso was a no talent hack who just did cubism, you've never paid attention to a Picasso before. You've never seen his collection. You don't understand who this man is as an artist. And you know what? And you also don't understand that he was an illustrator before he got into cubism. He didn't just, go, oh, I don't know how to paint, so I'm going to draw this bullshit. It's like, no. It's like, when you're looking at a Picasso in person, these are not bullshit lines that he just put on a canvas because he didn't know how to paint, and it's like, and yeah, and it's like, I really have no patience for people who think that, oh, that's all it's like, regardless of what you think of Picasso as a person, this man knew what he was doing when he was painting, and like I said, to see the pieces in person, you have to see them in person to understand, I mean, and the thing is that there was like these school groups going through, which, and it's like, and it's really funny because you could tell, no protesters there. No. Those days, those were kind of like more, those happened more under the Giuliani years. Because I remember it was the Brooklyn Museum that was getting protested because of certain paintings, because of the Mapplethorpe exhibit, I guess the elephant dung Virgin Mary. It's it's like, again, it's like, classifying artwork as degenerate is the gateway to fascism. It's like, I literally, and what's funny is that was kind of the theme of the Guillermo exhibit, because I like I said, I didn't watch it, but his version of Pinocchio takes place in fascist Italy, and there was a prop there where they were showing, I guess, like the training center, indoctrination center for the kids, literally, and the gate was shaped like a giant M for Mussolini. And the funny thing about it is that Guillermo was explaining that this was based on actual archival photos of actual detention centers / training centers in Italy at the time, where the shits literally had a giant M on it for Mussolini. And it's like, if you had told me that, I would have thought you were making that shit up. It's like, but no, fascist dictators really are that ridiculous. They really are. And it's like, to see the actual photographs that he based that on, I think he had, I don't know, I think it was in one of the cases. I'm pretty sure, like I said, I didn't see the movie, so it's not like I recognized a lot of the pieces. But I'm pretty sure you know, the Mussolini puppet was there. But it's like, you know, so it's like, so this particular part really got me because it's like, you know, it's like he's showing the archival photos showing the gates with the giant M's on it. You know, I mean, that's like shit that you would expect like celebrities to do. That really like
They absolutely do. In fact, in
they put
Kentwood,
their monograms on the gates and stuff.
you know what's hilarious
What?
is if you ever drive past Britney Spears' old mansion, there's a big old BS on the
Oh no! Maybe that was the good idea.
Shit you not. It's hilarious.
You know? Maybe they should have thought about that a bit. But it's like, yeah, so it's like Mussolini did the same thing, you know, and it was just like, and especially the M was large enough for soldiers to pose all on its perimeter, you know, like, and on the M it's absolutely ridiculous. But it's like, that's fascism for you, you know? I mean, it was just really funny. So it's like, yeah, there were no protesters. And also the thing is, though, it's like this thing is kind of like this museum is literally in Midtown. So protesting would be very difficult to do. Because it's like, look, you know what? It's like, look, you think like most people don't like having the sidewalks blocked. Look, we can barely stand it when it's the Thanksgiving Day parade.
Oh shit!
Where New Yorkers are not putting up with protesters. You know, so it was pretty cool. I mean, my only regret, but that's the reason why I got the annual pass, is that I couldn't really like really study the pieces the way I wanted to. Like I really couldn't, like, because we were with friends and it's like, you know, I think I was looking at the pieces more than they were. They were like, you know, just catching up, and I was like really looking at the pieces, and I couldn't really
embrace it
as much as I had wanted to.
Right.
But you know, like I said, it's sometimes you just need that feeling of being surrounded by greatness. You know, and that's kind of what I got yesterday. And it's like, you know what? It's like, look, this gives us a reason to go back. It's, you know, in the end, it's like I have an annual pass for the MoMA. I have an annual pass for the Museum of Natural History. I have a museum pass for the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So it's like, you know, I you know, it's like I can technically go at any time. So which I should. I really should go more often, you know, just to remind myself that there's other things out there than just comic books and really questionable Japanese, how to draw Japanese chibis books.
Oh my God, you got it.
Yeah, I
Wow.
did get it. And I mean, we're just hitting the half hour. So just to be really quick, I've been collecting. I bought like a bunch of these books directly from Japan, from an eBay seller, on how to draw certain things. And like I said, they get really hyper specific. Like this one is just for like chibis in love type of thing. Like it's like like if you're drawing like chibis in relationships or something.
They look like relationships.
They come. It's like the Japanese are not cowards, that's for sure.
No, they are not.
And sometimes they get really, really hyper specific, because this one was so hyper specific. I had to get it just out of curiosity. And it's literally a book just focusing on men's hips.
Oh my gosh.
And and it's like, again, not for cowards. Right? I'll show it on. We're gonna need a House of Bob to look through these.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is that from our Monday conversation about how that lady does webtoons and does like 11 pages a week or something. So every one of these books comes with a CD. And what you're supposed to do is that this is not just a how-to book. This is an asset book. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to take these assets from the CD, drop them into your pages, and draw on top of them.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, they literally have a book called Tracing Hands and Feet. That's probably another book I'm going to get. Like, you're supposed to put them in and then trace them. I mean, because you need to do what you need to do in order to get these books done, right? In the crazy deadlines. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Well, that too. Yes. But that too. Well, you got to remember, I bought this so that I could draw my own. So I don't need this. This is a means to an end,
Yeah, a rear end, but
so
you ready for this?
Yeah, so we have a guest. We have guests waiting. So, yeah, speaking of in the presence of greatness, why don't we go ahead and get that bump rolling, and then we can bring them in and talk about their books. So, we'll see you. We'll see you in a minute. Hello, gentlemen.
Hey.
Hey. So, welcome to the show, even though technically C is just the next room. So
Yes.
right.
Always in the next room.
Right, exactly. So, let's start off with introductions. Rodney, introduce yourself and tell the people who you are.
Hey, everybody. I'm Rodney Fyke. I'm an artist, writer, creator. Do a little bit of everything. Work with Hasm Productions, or I am one half of Hasm Productions, we'll say. Been doing indie comics off and on for 30-something years. You can find me on Rodney Fyke Art, Facebook, Instagram, and the Twitch, Hasm YouTube channel, and Hasm.com. That's HAZZUM.com, where we have our book currently, Dawg Haus, live on Kickstarter right now. C is the artist, I am the writer and the colorist, and it's a lovely book.
Yes, it is.
I edited this book.
It's a family affair. So C,
Hey,
even though everybody knows you already, we need everybody to know who you are.
right. I'm C. Michael Lanning. I'm Nita's husband. Thank you. Oh, wait. No. Also, I do a little bit of drawing on the side, for Hasm Productions, the Dawg Haus, Arrow Comics, Calico Shard, and a couple other things coming up. So I like to call myself a graphic translator.
Oh, very nice. Oh, very nice. Very nice, sir. Official title. So you both have a campaign on Kickstarter right now for Dawg Haus. But let's talk about, how did you get to this point? Like, I know, like Rodney, like you were working on a book called Roadkill Rampage. That's kind of like the first book I heard from you. And Dawg Haus seems like kind of a departure. So so what led you here?
Well, I kind of go in spurts, because before Roadkill Rampage, I was doing Peanut Pudding and Jelly and Pitter Patter, which was all kid-friendly stuff. And I was tired of the kid-friendly. I wasn't tired per se, but I wanted to show people that I could do more than that. So we did Roadkill Rampage, and it took off, and it's been very well received. So I wanted to keep in the adult theme stuff. And as you guys can all relate to, when you're working on one thing, while you're working on one thing, your mind wanders.
Oh, yeah.
Introduces you to all these other lovely new things that start talking to you. And that's how it happens. For me, the stuff usually comes to me in lines of dialogue. between characters that I haven't been introduced to yet, and then I just listen, and they keep talking, and they start formulating in my head. And with Doghouse, it was really Tina and I were watching TV, and we were just shooting the shit about this and that and the other, and we saw a commercial for Bad Boys, the movie Bad Boys with Will Smith and the other guy. Martin Lawrence. Yeah. And I just threw out Scirocco, and Tina said, well, that'd be kind of funny to do like a buddy cop book. And I was like, Scirocco and Tubbs. And she's like, what? I said, Scirocco and Tubbs. That would be their names. And a couple days later, Tubbs turned into Rubs. So.
I think Tubbs was also the name from one of the characters from Miami Vice, right? Yeah.
So that's the genesis of it, really. And it just took off from there.
So what made you want to do it as a furry book as opposed to something like Roadkill or Rampage?
Because I was ruined from a very early age by Looney Tunes. And that's really it. It's just my love for Looney Tunes, the old MGM Tom and Jerry cartoons. I just love of animation and just the characters and stuff like that. And the seedier side, I do the pitter patter stuff, which is more fluffy and puffy and kitty. And this stuff, Chad says drugs. It's not. But yeah, I've just grown up on cartoons and stuff, and I just kind of want to, big fan of Roger Rabbit and Ralph Bakshi and all that stuff. So that's just kind of how it came to me. So that's what I want. I kind of wanted to do it with Pitter Patter, but we were advised by several people to just leave that the way it is. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to go more adult themed, make it dogs. Right. So that's what we did.
Right. Yeah. Because that makes sense, because it's like if you're, it's like it's kind of weird to have an all ages book all of a sudden transition into something that's not all ages.
Right.
Especially if you're going to introduce like raunchy jokes and stuff. So,
well, we had a really good transition. We had a really cool way of doing it, but. Mm-hmm. Right. We just had people saying, hey, you've got
this. It's just safer this way. Yeah. People will make a big deal out of anything. The next thing you know, you're trying to corrupt their children. And so we can't do that.
Yeah.
20 years
They're going to have protests around Rodney's table.
Yeah. Really.
They might not protest in New York, but they will around.
Right. Yeah. So how did you how did you decide that that C. Michael was needed to be part of this book?
Just through getting to know Nita, and I had heard about her husband and how he was an artist, and I it's funny because sometimes I get so lost in my world that I don't go investigate. I don't go look. And then one time I went and I looked, and I don't remember exactly how we hooked up, but I saw his artwork and I was like, oh shit, that's really good. I like that. And Tina's like, well, I've been telling you for a month that you need to get in contact with him.
Well, what made you decide that that this was a project that that you needed to pass on to somebody as opposed to drawing it yourself?
Because I was too busy.
Oh, okay. There you go. It's that simple, right?
And I wanted answers.
Yeah. I wanted it to look different than Pitter Patter. Because Pitter Patter is soft and fluffy, and C stuff has a little more edge to it, which is what I wanted, but it's still the cartoony stuff. And mine's got a little graphic-y feel to it, which is intentional. But it was still the cartoony stuff, but different enough from Pitter Patter to have its own identity, which is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah, so it's like when Rodney came to you with this project, like what were your initial thoughts? Because it's like you're still relatively new to the comic scene.
Yeah, no, right? True. Because this would probably be, honestly, I think this is my 4th full comic really that I've done. when he came to me, the first thing I thought was, man, I have to do a sex scene. And now I have to do a sex scene with dogs.
Oh, no. Well, to say it that way.
It's okay. We were getting you warmed up for issue 2.
Oh, no. See, I'm scared of that. I'm real scared. But, yeah, no, I've always been interested. Like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I was young when that came out, but I remember seeing that in the movie theater. And of course, the Disney afternoon has such an influence on me anyway. It just feels natural to have that progression to go with age into something like this. It's, you had Darkwing Duck and Tailspin and all of that, which, had its kid humor, but it didn't play down to kids.
Right,
so it just seems kind of natural to move on from that and still be stuck in that, animal genre, I guess.
Right.
So.
And the thing is, though, it's like, did you feel that the book was challenging, or just in general, or was that like something, the fact that it opens up, on kind of like a raunch? I mean, it's raunchy, but it's not pornographic. I mean, I don't want to give anybody the wrong idea of what the book is.
Yeah, it's not
like, it's like the reason. It's kind of like a raunchy, furry, lots of double entendres type of type of book. Like, what was your biggest challenge with this book?
I would think probably trying to get Phoebe, the female, right, the one that you normally see. I think she might be the only female in the book, isn't she? Well, no, there's a couple of other ones, but trying to get her right, trying to take what was a certain breed and translate that into this tone and this style was probably the hardest thing to figure out.
Right.
Which was funny because there was a certain changes when I gave him the character designs that he made, but that one was great. So I'm like, I don't know how that happened. But okay.
Right. So it's like, this being, you said that this was like your fifth full comic.
Fourth, fifth, yeah.
So, what changes have you seen doing these 5 comics? Do you see yourself kind of like still evolving? Like there's still challenges? Like,
oh yeah, definitely, absolutely. Trying to visualize the scene is, I don't want to say it's easier. It's just it's thinking more complex, I guess.
Yeah,
trying to get a better angle of it. And Rodney's script was pretty right on what he wanted to see in each panel, so that was helpful. Right. And then sometimes
the diagrams.
Oh god, the maps. Anyway.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay, you're ahead on that. Okay, you're building sets and stuff.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I got a couple of maps of the bar, a couple of maps of here and where this goes.
Well,
and that goes.
I mean,
completely messed that up, but
oh well, I mean, because I can definitely that's something that I'm getting used to myself, making maps of my environment, so that when I'm drawing, it's like I'm not messing my own background.
Oh yeah, I started that with Pitter Patter. The whole top floor, the man cave in the basement. I just took a piece of paper and I just, I love architecture and I always wanted to be an architect, but I could never do the math. So I love like looking at blueprints and stuff. So that's kind of I do a poor man's blueprint.
Very nice.
So for the same reason, I know that if they're in this room, this is what the background's going to be. When they go over here, this is what it's going to be, and it's consistent.
Right. Yeah. So collaborating now here's the thing. So you're technically collaborating as 2 artists working on a book. Now, were there any points where like that kind of was a conflict?
Don't lie, boys.
No.
Where
there might have been times here and there where we misunderstood each other, and that it would have. But once you get into that, you work it out. You have to learn each other's language. is the artist yeah, with paint brushes and everything. No,
really.
No, but they're when you're working with anybody, you have to learn their language and they have to learn yours to kind of understand where you're coming from. I find that a lot in like, directions. You have bird's eye view or worm's eye view, and some, a lot of people high angle, low angle, and trying to understand what they're seeing. I'll say that's pretty much about it.
Did Rodney supply like character designs as well for you to work from, or you had to make up everything yourself?
No, not everything. There was a couple of them that he gave me direction towards, but I, tweaked here and there. Yeah.
Right.
They make beautiful babies together.
Speaking of beautiful babies, why don't we bring that campaign up and we can talk about it? So here we are. Thank you to the 63 people who have supported the campaign so far. You are funded at $17.49. So again, thank you everybody. And there's 14 days to go. So there's still plenty of time to get on board with this series. So why don't well, technically we ran the trailer already, so that there's no reason to run it here. But why don't you give us a rundown of the book and what people can expect from it?
Okay. Well, it's the story of two K9 detectives, Scirocco and Rubs, as we said earlier, and they reside in New Growl City. And their little part of the town is just south of the Tuna Tunnel, which is kind of the seedier side of town. So the story features our two detectives, and they're called to the local bar, the Dawg House, to investigate the murder of its owner, Eddie. So they go and they're canvassing the area and talking to everybody. The two prime suspects are Sin, who is Eddie's longtime friend and bartender, and Fleeby, who is Eddie's side piece.
I do have to admit, very clever positioning of that word balloon.
And I want to point out that this is the only sex scene in the book. Although we offer adult variants in the campaign, this is it. This is as there we go. As bad as it's gonna get, I guess.
So so the book basically centers on the last 48 hours of Eddie's life leading up to his death, and all the strange happenings and occurrences that are going on in the bar. So like we said, it's just good, ornery, adult humor, fun. So kind of think Howard the Duck with mutts.
Right. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's Scirocco and Rubs are buddies, and we do a flashback scene to show how they first meet. And I'm very much about the buddy cop thing and building that relationship and seeing how close they are and how much they care for each other. That'll all come down the road. But yeah, it's like I said, if you're a fan of Roger Rabbit and anything Batchke did and Looney Tunes, Animaniacs, all that stuff, and you like that kind of humor, this book is for you. It's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
It's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here writing scenes and just giggling my ass off, and Tina's in the other corner going, what are you doing over there? So
and speaking of it being a kind of family affair, yes, I do have a variant cover on this campaigin that you can purchase. I have two variant covers technically. I have the regular version and I have the naughty version as well. Now, how many issues are you planning this? Now, is this a one shot?
No.
Okay.
It is a self-contained story.
Okay, so there
are going to be further issues, yes.
But if somebody picked this up, the story goes from beginning to end.
Yeah,
kind of like a CSI
it's a self-contained
episode.
Story, yeah.
Right. So how many issues are you planning for this series to be?
I don't know that we have a set plan. I think we're just going to keep doing them.
Right.
As long as we're getting the support from the fans and stuff, then we're going to keep doing them.
So is the plan to make every issue a different case, so it's people can pick up and not feel that they're missing anything?
I think that's the plan. Initially, there will be little nuggets dropped here and there that when you read the next issue, you'll reference back to something that was said or done in the previous issue,
right?
And realize the connection, because it just keeps growing.
Right.
So the universe just keeps growing and keep adding situations and characters and stuff. So yeah, there and it's we're gonna create its own little world, and the police department, the dog pound, which is the dog house is also the police station because they call police stations houses. So so yeah, they're don't worry. See, I'll do a map for the detective.
Yes, please.
Maps for everybody.
Yes.
So if someone's looking at this campaign for the first time, so they can pick up the first issue and get a complete story.
Yes.
And and pretty much it's kind of like it's right. It doesn't feel like they're committing to something that maybe I don't know, right. In case, depending on how long you take to put out another issue or something, they already have a complete story.
Yes,
so
yes, they're not going to be left hanging.
Right. Okay. That's what I was trying to look for. Yeah. Now the thing is, though, you have a lot of interesting stretch goals on this campaign. I was like, because we've already unlocked Ferdinand's sword, which looks suspiciously like a cocktail thing.
Indeed, it is.
Yeah, right.
One right here.
And then it's like you have these menus. Now the thing is, so what are these? Are they literal menus? I mean, what are they?
Yes, they're literally menus. When you go to a bar, they have the menus on the table, or they bring them out to you, and then we've all been to bars to see bands, and you've been handed the list of bands, the calendar for the month.
Right.
And who all's going to be playing what night. So we did that. And
it was fun.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's just so you have the issue, then you have all the things that go with the bar. And again, speaking of family affair, tell us about this sticker.
Well, if y'all don't know, Nita and C have an amazingly talented daughter, Jaden, who is just crazy, insanely talented for as young as she is. And Tina immediately monopolized on that. She's like, hey, let's get her to do some artwork. Who do you think we'd have her do? And I said, Ferdinand.
Yeah, no, it's a really
she nailed it.
It's a really, really funny sticker, which we still have to unlock, right?
No, it's unlocked.
Is it unlocked? Oh, very nice.
Wow.
Good. So everybody's gonna get this Ferdinand holofoil sticker, which it's very, very nice. And then what's the next stretch goal? It's another a holofoil trading card.
Holofoil trading card, which you can add to your Hasm collection of trading cards from all of our books.
Yeah. Now on this campaign, can people pick up say it's like, I want to try out Pitter Patter, or I want to try out Roadkill Rampage. Is that available on the campaign as well?
Absolutely. Yep. You can go check out all of our previous stuff right there. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So like, say if anybody wanted to experiment, you can pick up all your titles on this campaign and literally not miss out on anything. So so you've been doing these. So how many campaigns have you done so far?
I think this is our fifth one.
Fifth one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now do you notice anything different from doing Doghouse as opposed to any of your previous campaigns? Like, does anything like stand out for you with this campaign that's different from your previous campaigns?
People really like horror.
Mm-hmm.
Roadkill Rampage funds really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very nice. And I mean, this funded in 48 hours, maybe 7.
That's good.
70, about 72 hours.
Uh-huh.
Which is great, but it's a narrower demographic because people assume because it's a cartoon or cartoony that it's a kid's book or it's not going to appeal to them. Which it's cartoon. Yes. It is harder. I'm trying to say that without scaring people. But yeah, it's people assume that it's a book for kids.
which is very strange considering that I would think that it's kind of like, it just goes to show you how much people don't pay attention. They just see a cartoony style and they're just like, oh, it's for kids. It's like, really? Are you actually looking at the artwork? Really?
Yeah. And
This
for
is
me,
how
I
we all
love
end
it.
up watching Watership Down at 9.
For me, it's good because one of my favorite contemporary artists is Humberto Ramos, which coincidentally is one of C's favorite artists.
Yeah.
So we immediately have that in common, and I like that. I like that it's got I love cartoony stuff. Michael Golden was one of my idols growing up.
The Bucky O'Hare.
Yeah, Bucky O'Hare, Micronauts. Yeah. And I love it. I love the way it looks. I love the feel. But people think that it's, something that's not going to appeal to them. So, they need to give it a chance because it's really like watching Roger Rabbit or something like that.
So do you have a next issue kind of ready to go, or is that's something you're waiting to see how this campaign does?
No, it's up here. I have to actually in the next here very soon. I'm going to be typing it out. Tina and I have been tossing ideas back and forth to each other for the last week, so I will eventually here in the very near future, the next week or so, start writing it down and laying it out and getting the outline and then narrowing it down and give it to Nita and say, hey, what do you think of this? And she'll say, this is stupid. And,
yeah, I know the feeling. I mean, yeah.
Careful, she can reach you.
Right. Yeah, I know, right? All of a sudden you see that head, that hand coming out to smack you in the back of the head. So here it is. Here's Dawg Haus. How many pages is it?
There's 24 pages.
24 pages, full color. So again, thank you to the 63 backers who have supported the campaign so far. We have 14 days to go. Like I said, plenty of time to support, but there's a lot of cool stretch goals that we still got to unlock. So just because you have 14 days to go ahead.
And I want to point this out.
Okay.
Chad Perkins has Sparkle Dog.
Ah.
Also on Kickstarter. If you back both these books, you'll be eligible to receive these awesome chibi stickers.
Oh, yeah, very cute, very cute.
Aren't they
so
cute?
what is it that they have to do? Support both campaigns.
Support both campaigns on a physical level. That's it.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
then
Sparkle
I guess
Dog and Dawg Haus, and boom, these quality stickers can be yours.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, they're very cute. Yes.
There you go.
Who doesn't love stickers?
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like yeah, I know. It's like, even though it's like I kind of run out of places to put them, it's like I always like having them. I have a little envelope that I put stickers.
Yep. I'm the same way.
Just to, because like, I'll put them on something eventually. So there you have it. Like I said, the links are in the show notes for all of the campaigns, for this campaign and all of the other campaigns that we've mentioned before. So it's like, so do you see yourselves collaborating on like different types of books, or is it just going to be Dawg Haus for you two for a while?
I mean, as long as C's game, I think we work together well. I love his artwork. So we were already working on something else and decided to pull back on it for other reasons. But yeah, I mean, if Dawg Haus is his, as long as he wants it.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So C, with the different types of books, because this is technically your second furry book that you've worked. Because I know Calico of Shard was, I guess, like, well, it was kind of like a combo. That's more of a fantasy book. So do you have are you finding yourselves like yourself having like a preference for the type of artwork, the type of genre or anything that you're doing, or as long as you're able to do it in that cartoony style, you're good? So
as long as, of course I'd like to, I'll take the cartoony style and gear it to whatever book it's on or whatever the case is. So it's not just, Looney Tunes or whatever look, right. But no, not really. honestly, I'm comfortable with humans and I'm comfortable with furries. So,
how comfortable are you with cryptids?
Right. Cryptids.
Cryptids are furries.
Yeah, technically, depending on the cryptid. Yeah. So it's like, but is there like anything that makes you? Yeah. Well, we're definitely he's definitely going to be one after we're all done with him. That's for sure.
I will send you to Jesus.
So so I guess you were saying before that I guess like the biggest thing is just visualizing everything is your biggest challenge with each of these new books. I guess there maybe we could do some show. I got a book here that might be these Japanese books are ridiculous, I have to say. Oh my goodness. But so it's like, so is there anything else like to look forward to with you two, us outside of out this book right now?
I think so. We haven't talked about it yet, but I made that cryptids comment for a reason.
Ooh.
Oh gosh.
Oh, secret project.
Yes. We need a cryptids book at the Hasm. Right. So once again, Tina and I have been throwing back and forth ideas. So we're going to put that in the production slate here at some point.
Now that's the thing too. So it's like, so Hasm, which is you and Tina. So you have so how do you juggle all of these different books because also you have Sparkle Dawg under your banner as well. So how are you juggling all these books?
No days off.
Oh, that old gag.
It's weird because people ask me all the time how you go from writing horror to writing, the other stuff. And it's I don't know. Okay, well, I've got 6 hours set aside on this day for this. And then at 4:00, I'm switching over to Roadkill Rampage, and that's just, it's the way I've operated for 30 years, it's old hat, it's what I do.
Also, do you find that having such a variety of different types of stories to tell that it allows, I don't know, does it keep you from feeling like you're burning out because you could always move to another project?
Yes, but there are times when it'd be nice to just go on a real vacation that isn't wrapped around a convention.
Oh, well, that would help too. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, that was kind of like how I felt being at the museum. It's like, oh yeah, we can actually do this. We can actually just go out and not have it relate to anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when you were talking about the museum.
Yeah, technically it was, but at the same time, it was like, just being outside for a change. So thank you so much for coming on the show. So do either of you have any final thoughts? Like, was there something that you wanted to mention about the project or anything that we didn't touch upon? Yeah, I know, really.
I would just reiterate that I think if you give the book a chance, you're really going to get a kick out of it. You guys have all read it. Yeah. You guys have all enjoyed it, which to me is great because it, having Tina read it and, okay, that's cool. That kind of doesn't count because that's your wife, so other creators read it, and Nita sends me a message and say, this is fucking hilarious and stuff like that. It really makes me feel good. And I want to express that upon the people. It's a fun book. Yes.
Absolutely.
My wife will tell me if something isn't up to her standards.
Yeah, exactly. Tina does the same with me. Crack that whip. Do it again. Do it again.
So if my wife likes it, then it's good.
Right.
She'll tell me otherwise.
Oh, there you go.
They don't let us put out any shit, Daphne.
Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. We don't want people embarrassing themselves. All you need is one dad joke through, make people flip tables.
Above all else, don't embarrass the family.
Right, exactly. It's like a comic book mafia here. Exactly. Oh my goodness. So C, tell everybody where they can find you outside of the Kickstarter.
As always, you can check out my Linktree /C Michael Lanning. It's got links to Facebook. There's a Twitter on there, but I'm not. And Instagram, of course, my portfolio. And the upcoming right here on Indie Comics Network, starting April 4th, we'll be doing Build a Comic Workshop with Chad Perkins, where we'll be starting with a totally different IP, ground level, from scratch, making a comic book and showing that
that's
live.
Crazy. I mean,
from concept through fulfillment.
That's crazy.
Whole thing.
Have everybody see it in real time. That's
right.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm
going to see how horrible I actually am. So.
Oh no. No, but that I think that's really fascinating, and I think like a lot of people would really love to see, like, what is that like?
Yeah.
Just
I call Chad names, things like that.
Right, the usual stuff.
Right.
We call Chad names too. So Rodney, tell everybody where they can find you outside of the Kickstarter.
You can find me on Rodney Fyke Art on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. Also, the Hasm YouTube channel and Hasm.com, as well as right here on the Indie Comics Network on Thursday nights for Thursday Night Throwdown, Monday afternoons at 3 p.m. for Fyke It Let's Draw, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. for Sketchy Saturday. And give a quick plug real quick since we're here. April 6th on Thursday Night Throwdown, come join us with special guest Kelly Jones.
Ooh,
sweet.
Oh, very nice. So Nita, any final thoughts for the peoples? Oh, you're muted.
My final thoughts for the people are tune in this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern for Arting with the Alley Cat with Allison McGlone, and then tune in Saturday for Sketchy Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern.
There you go.
Yep.
And here we are at the end, at the top of the hour, a little bit more at the top of the hour, 6 minutes in, at least according to my clock. Thank you so much for everybody for joining us. Thank you everybody in the chat. Thank you to the 9 people watching us from regions beyond. Thank you so much for joining us and making it through the entire hour. Thank you so much. And if you want to see more about me and my artwork and all my campaigns coming up, because they're nonstop and they're coming up fast, you're going to head on over to my main portfolio site at egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. You can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook. If you are interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress, pieces and live updates of anything that I'm doing. And remember that you can check out all my videos on how I make my artwork here on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, L-A-G-E art. And my semi-weekly art live streams. I will be having I couldn't do one this past Wednesday, but next Wednesday I will come back with another live stream from 4 to 6 p.m. on Wednesday Eastern. So make sure you join me for that. But if you want to see more of me and Nita, you can join us again on Monday, where we will do this mess all over again at 11 a.m. And remember that you can read Eagle Raven Air the First Unicorn for free on my website. It uploads every day, Monday to Friday, full in its full color version as it's appearing on Kickstarter, the Kickstarter editions. Or if you're feeling impatient, you can download the first 16 pages of issue 1 for free to check it out, so that you can kind of figure out what's going on by the time the issue 6 campaign goes live in a couple of weeks. But if you prefer your fantasy to be more of a furry Lord of the Rings adventure, you can follow the links over to Tall Tales, TAILS online.com. And not only can you read the first 20 issues of Tall Tales for free, but also the new story arc, Tears of the Mother, which continues exactly where Thieves Quest left off, uploads every day, Monday to Friday. So you can also read a lot of content for free on the website. And if you want even more free comics, make sure you sign up for our newsletter as well, where you can even download Oswald Chronicles as well for free to try that out. So you can try all our books for free just for signing up. So thank you again for joining us on this Friday. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you, C, for showing up today. So if Nita, no more housekeeping, we're good. So there you have it. Thank you so much. And in the words of the ancients, eat your food, moisturize, mind your business, and do the work. Because just like with these two, if you do the work, you never have to fake your accomplishments. So we'll see you again next time. Ciao.